Oh, whoa, whoa, yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to the Yap Your Ear Off podcast. I am your host, Brayton, the host of the Yap Your Ear Off podcast with the host, Brayton, the Yap Your Ear Off podcast. Um, God, y'all, I'm so fucking tired. I am running on 5 hours of sleep. I went to sleep last night, 6 in the morning. And why? Because I remembered, hey, Zelda. I have Zelda on my Switch. Let me play that. And next thing I know, it was 6 in the morning. And then I woke up at 12, couldn't go back to sleep. And here we are now. It's now 11:38 at night, running on approximately 5 hours of sleep, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. This is the second time I tried to record this damn episode. The last episode, I swear for like half of it, I was just sitting there, like, lost in thought, like, not knowing what to say and not knowing how to say it. Um, which is something that I need to start being more patient with myself on. Um, I thought by now that I'd be in the groove, I guess you could say, and it'd be really easy to film these, but I still kind of feel awkward sometimes. My last episode though was actually really fun to record. I thought I could hear footsteps. I hope y'all enjoyed that one. I did with my one of my best friends, Hannah. It was so fun to have her on. That whole episode was just a blast to make. But now I'm back to the confines of my bedroom, back in solitude. I've been locked back up in my asylum behind these white walls, and I'm going crazy again. Um, but yeah, really hope y'all enjoyed that last episode. Anyways, y'all, this is what, the third episode of the year, which means we're on the third week of the year. Are you having a laugh? What do you mean we're already 3 weeks into 2026? Yeah, it's the 18th, as of recording this. So yeah, we're like practically 3 weeks in to 2026, which is not okay. That's actually quite scary. Um, anyways, I've seen a lot of talk online that 2026 is the new 2016. So something I wanted to do in this episode, I wanted to look back to 2016, and because I was generally wondering, like, because I've heaps of people are posting photos of themselves like me in 2016. First of all, I didn't even know if I have any photos of me in 2016, and second of all, I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing. Like, I feel like everyone has these certain memories of 2016, but I don't think I have those memories because I wasn't that deeply ingrained into pop culture as I am today. Back in 2016, I was still doing my own thing, y'all. Like, um, I was like, what was I doing? I was a year five in school, so or that's fourth grade. I was a year five, so I would have been like turning 10 years old that year. Um, yeah, I do think though that's the year where I started discovering a lot of things that I like and enjoy today, especially with hobbies. Well, not really, more so just kind of expanding, I guess, my knowledge of said hobbies. For instance, gaming, I think, picked up a lot for me in 2016. Because, I mean, to my core, I've always loved playing games. I've said before, like, I mean, I don't know if I will. But if I get around to it, I think it would be really fun to do a whole episode where I just talk about games. Um, just like how I started loving. Hello, talk normally. How I started loving them and what got me into them, and my favorites. I thought that'd be really fun since to my core, I am a stinky little gamer. I'm actually everything. Like, I've been thinking about that lately. I'm everything packed into one. I'm a bookworm, a stinky gamer, a cinephile, not a pedophile, a cinephile, y'all. Okay, just in case y'all don't know what a cinephile is, it's someone that um just really enjoys watching movies. I just had to clarify that because I know it sounds like something else. Um, but anyways, yeah, I think in 2016 I started discovering like a lot of the YouTubers that made up such a big part of my childhood as well. Um, like I think 2016 was the year I started really getting into Jacksepticeye. What do y'all know about Jacksepticeye, man? Oh my god. Yeah, 2016 was like the year where I started watching him, and he was kind of my gateway to a lot of like games, especially modern games. Cause bitch, I was poor back then. Like I didn't have no PS4 or anything like that. I was still stuck on a PS3, and I had a PS Vita. Oh my god, I actually missed that. I truly miss that. I miss my little PS Vita, bro. I take that with me everywhere, and I had like 5,000 bajillion fucking games on that shit. Holy. But yeah, I mean, my like, bitch, I was broke. So I didn't have a PS4. So a lot of the games that like the modern games of that time, I didn't get to play. But I got to watch Jacksepticeye play them. So he was my gateway, and that's what I mean when I say I kind of broadened. I feel like that there's a better way to put it than broaden my knowledge of gaming. No, it just I guess I discovered more games. And what I like and what I do like is story games. I'm such a fan of like story games. I think what came out in 2016, a story Uncharted. I think that's when Uncharted 4 came out, was in 2016. That's such a good game. And once again, I watched Jacksepticeye play, and I watched him play a bunch of games. And a lot of my favorite games that I love now, I watched him play first because I didn't have a PS4 to play them myself. Um, but anyways, yeah, I back in 2016, I was very much like, I don't want to say under a rock in terms of like pop culture and stuff like that and what was like trending. Very much just living my life, and not I didn't care too much about the outside world, I guess you could say. So I wouldn't say that my 20, so I mean sometimes I do feel FOMO for like everyone that was more ingrained into pop culture back then, but I mean once again, I was 10 years old. Like, wait, yo, I was no wait, genuinely, I was 10 years old and I wish I was a part of pop culture. Like, babes, you're a child. Um, but yeah, I think when I think of 2016, I think about like The Walking Dead and Life is Strange, because that's the year where I started getting into those games, where I discovered those games. Yeah, I think that's when I was heavy into like the Telltale Walking Dead games and Life is Strange, which they actually uncovered. They revealed that there's gonna be a new Life is Strange game this year, y'all. Although it was already leaked, but they're releasing the details 20th of Jan. Well, I think because of the time zone for me, it's gonna be the 21st of Jan. But it looks like Chloe's back. I'm really excited about that. I am excited about that. Although I do wonder, like, but what does that mean for all of the people that chose? Because, okay, that game came out in 2013, right? Yeah, so I'm about to spoil that shit. I don't give a fuck if y'all are mad. It came out in 2013. Go fucking play it. You should have played it by now. At the end of Life is Strange, which, if you don't know, is about a girl that discovers that she has the power to rewind time. And and in finding out she has these powers, there she has this dream of a storm that's gonna come and destroy Arcadia Bay, the town that she lives in, the town that her childhood home that she returned to for school. Yeah, and she has like a premonition, I suppose, of a storm that's gonna come and destroy the town. Um, but anyways, at the end of that game, you have to make a choice to either sacrifice the entire town to save Chloe, her childhood best friend, who, depending on your choices, may become her lesbian lover. Or you could sacrifice Chloe to save Arcadia Bay. Now, you know damn well I chose to sacrifice Arcadia Bay. Bay over Bay. Like Bay, Bay, Bay over Bay. Um, but I do wonder, like, and what does it mean for all those people that chose to save Arcadia Bay over Chloe? Like, it just kind of undermines their choice and makes it seem like their choice doesn't matter if Chloe's just gonna come back. Um, I don't know. It'd be really nice if maybe they like gave a reason for all those people that chose to save Arcadia Bay. Maybe like in that version of the story, the Chloe that comes is from another I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll just find out and see what they do. Or maybe they're just gonna canonize that Max saves Chloe, and they're gonna make that canon, meaning the other choice isn't canon. Um, Well, I guess you could just say that game takes place in the timeline where Chloe gets saved. Whatever, I'm probably thinking too much about it, but I am very excited to see, and you will hear my thoughts about that probably in the next episode. Um, yeah, I think yeah, what else came out in 2016? Is that when Sister Location came out? Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location? Y'all, that game had a chokehold on me, especially the music. The fucking music that they made for that game. Like the fan music, like Join Us for a Bite. Oh my god. But I think I honestly like I got more into the FNAF music like 2017. I mean the Sister Location ones, because I think a lot of the Sister Location I sound crazy. I sound crazy. But a lot of like the fan music they made for Sister Location was my favorite. Is it raining? Anyways, like Join Us for a Bite, Below the Surface, Trust Me, Fun Time. Was it called Fun Time Circus? Wait, Fun Time watching you at night. Don't scream. Never. Wait, I need to look this up. My God, FNAF Sister Location. Y'all, do y'all care? Hey, do you guys care? I don't give a fuck. FNAF music. Um. Oh my god, yes, give me that FNAF Sister Location playlist on Spotify right now, and actually let me save that. No, okay. Oh, see, a lot of these songs. Oh no, these were just the date that the songs were added, not when they came out. Okay, okay. I don't know if any of these songs that come out in 2016, but I don't care. Okay, You Can't Hide. Yeah, You Can't Hide. I Can't Fix You. Trust Me. Join Us for a Bite. Below the Surface. Dance to Forget. Dance to Forget was crazy. Fun Time Dance Floor. Circus of the Dead. Oh no, Circus was Five Nights at Freddy's too. Do you even do you even have a clue? Do you even have one? All the evil things we do. It's surprising that you don't, bro. Like that. This shit was good. It's also so funny to me. Like this is the type of music I was listening to as a fucking child. I always used to listen to this type of fucking music, and now I listen to like the most gayest shit ever. Like the way my music went from this to like now it's like all the pop girlies, I guess you could say. Like okay, let's compare like back then. So yeah, back then I was listening to those songs mentioned, and now let's just name the five most recent songs that are on my playlist. um Get Back by Britney Spears, Used to Know Me by Charlie XCX, Sushi by FKA Twigs, Beat Up Chanel by Slater, and Cannibalism by Slater. Oh, I've been getting into Slater heavy lately. Her new single Dance was so good. I am so excited for her album Worst Girl in America, which comes out like what, March something, I think. March 27th was it? But yeah. Anyways, I mean, a lot of these songs though, I only like really listened to them 2017, so I guess it doesn't count. But yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of memory of like 2016. I think 2017 was more of a more of a nostalgic year for me in terms of like, I guess you could say, media than 2016, because like I don't know what the fuck happened in 2016, y'all. I'm dead as like trying to remember, but I think it was mostly like when I think about 2016. Yeah, I just think about games, because that's when I started getting more into it, and also more into what I love in games, with like story games. I started playing Life is Strange, The Walking Dead. I think that's when I got into like Tales from the Borderlands. If y'all know that game, that is some ball knowledge right there. Oh my god. That's no. I don't know if I want to tell that story now. I have no. I think I want to say that I know that is something I want to talk about. How performative I was in primary when I had a hyperfixation on something. I truly ran with it. Like with Tales of the Borderlands, I think it started more in 2017. I just like massive hyperfixation with that game. I don't know if I want to talk about it now. I feel like I want to save it for an episode where I want to talk about that whole situation as a whole, because there's so much to do with that. Also, no, because I don't think they watch this, but I think a couple people from my school um found my podcast, which I mean I don't care about, but like one of them viewed my story, and then all of a sudden like a bunch of other viewed my story, and it's funny because they viewed my story on like I love how I'm talking about this, and if they watch it, I don't care though, I don't give a fuck. They like viewed my story on like their private accounts, I guess. And but like, it's like I know who this is. Like, I know who this is. But anyways, the only reason why I bring that up is because a lot of them went to primary with me, and I do wonder if I talk about some of the things, if they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that he was." Oh, because I was a weird kid in primary, y'all. Holy. Actually, no, I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it. I don't give a fuck. I don't know why I want to save it. I might as well just talk about it now. Um, yeah, I had like I got into Tales from the Borderlands specifically. Why I bring that up is because I got into this like I was hyper fixated. Obviously, I loved the game so much. I watched Jacksepticeye play it, and that game is a Telltale game, so it's a like a story choice based game, based on the Borderlands game series. Which if y'all don't know about that, oh my god, can y'all look it up? Look it up. No, it's just like it's like a first person shooter game, which I actually just finished playing Borderlands 4. Maybe I'll get into that. But anyways, yeah, so Tales from the Borderlands is based off of the Borderlands franchise, and in that game, the main character Reese, the villain from do y'all give a fuck about any of this? The villain in Borderlands 2, Handsome Jack, comes back in Tales from the Borderlands because the main character Reese, he finds like this drive that he inserts into his fucking head, and like this and a data version of Handsome Jack is basically stuck inside his head. So I remember back in 2017, I acted like I had Handsome Jack stuck inside my brain. Like I literally, I would walk around. I would walk around school talking to someone. No one's there. No one's there. But in my head, I'm like, no handsome Jack. I'm not doing that. Like I'd like act as if Handsome Jack was actually in my fucking brain. Like, oh my god, I was crazy. And that was like, and I genuinely told people. Like I told people like um, there's this data version of Handsome Jack in my brain, and I can't get him out, but he's just there, y'all. And I think I started telling people that my name was Reese. Like I told people my name was Reese. I think I even made my name on my PlayStation account Reese Gamer. Like I was so obsessed with that fucking game, bro. Um, and it genuinely like it was seeping into my life. it's 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 everywhere. It's all around me. Everywhere I look, all I see is Tales from the Borderlands. Like it was actually oh, that's a lot of spit. Wait, that is nasty. Please don't have. Okay. Whoa. Whoa, I just started seeing stars. But yeah, like genuinely, I don't know what I was on. I was on some type of fucking crack, bro, back then. Some type of crack I was on, cause why was I walking around acting like there was a man inside my head, pretending that I'm some guy from Hyperion named Reese with a robotic arm and a robotic eye? Like, damn, shit. No wonder why I got bullied. No wonder why I got bullied in primary. I will say another thing that comes to mind. I think this was in 2016 actually. I had a little phase where I guess I was obsessed with vampires, and I told everyone that I was a vampire and that my granddad was Dracula and all this stupid shit. I even went as far as to, oh my god, there was this one day where I guess this boy hurt himself in my class. Um he hurt himself, and I guess he like put blood on the wall somehow. I don't know how. I think his leg was bleeding, and he rubbed his leg up against like the wall, and there was blood on the wall. And I think I was like, y'all don't believe I'm a vampire? Well, look at this. And I put my finger like on the blood on the wall, and I took it and I put it. Oh, hey, that's how you get STDs. Not saying that that little fucking 10-year-old boy had an STD, but like it was like I was asking for a disease. What do you mean I did that? And everyone around me just went, oh, and I was like, yeah, bitch, I'm a vampire. Like, y'all didn't believe me? Y'all better believe me now. Um, no, I think in 2016, that was a lot of hyperfixations that I had, and when I was like being a fucking performative teen, not teen, sorry, performative man, I was fucking, what's it called? I was method acting. I was method acting before y'all favorite actors were method acting. I created method acting, okay? I got my role and I ran with it. I ran with it. I'm trying to remember, was there anything else? Back to the Future. I think that's also when I was hyperfixated on Back to the Future. And that was another thing that kind of seeped into my real life where I pretended I had a DeLorean. And I remember there was like these. Oh, I'm not even gonna name them, and I hope they don't watch this because it's fucking cringe. I don't even think they realize, but I'm scared I'm gonna say who it is and they're gonna know who it. No, they definitely don't watch this shit. I don't give a fuck. Anyways, so there was these two people that I guess they like dated. Also, hey, what do you mean people are dating in primary? What the fuck were we doing? Um, oh, I was a slut in primary. I had like 3, 4 girlfriends at some point, not at the same time, but damn, my lord. And look at me now. I'm a gaybo, bro. Not a feeling for any of them. Um. Anyways, yeah, there was like this. I don't want to say couple because it's weird because we're in primary, but there was these two people that I guess like they dated. And you know how Marty McFly goes back in time in Back to the Future 1, and he's like, you know, he ends up um like he ends up befriending his dad and his mum as well, kind of, and his mum had like a crush, whatever. But anyways, I acted as like these two people were my parents, and I was like their son from the future. Although thankfully it was never as big as like that Tales from the Borderlands hyperfixation or that vampire hyperfixation where I like told them about it. I kind of just did like there's like scenes in Back to the Future where like Marty McFly where he's trying to like catch up to his dad. There's like this one specific moment where he's like, "Dad, I mean George," and I think I did that. I said to this boy, I was like, "Dad, I mean Richard." That's not his name. I just needed a name to say. Um, yeah, and I used to say that. The one thing that I did say was I did tell them that I think I told people that I was from the future, and then I had like this. Well, my dad had this like fucking USB which just had like movies on it, but it looked like a key. So I was like, yes, this looks like a futuristic key. So I was like, this is the key to my DeLorean. And I would like I'd say like that my DeLorean was like parked behind these classrooms, and then I'd always go behind there, and before my friends could like get there to see if there was actually a car there, I'd like run to the other side. I don't know how to explain it, but I'd like run to the other side and hide in the trees so they think I like disappeared. Another thing I did was I think one time after school when I was waiting to get picked up, this girl in my class was like sitting in the office as well, waiting to be picked up. And I think I was like, I acted as if the same thing was happening over and over again. Like I acted as if I walked through the doors and I said something to her and I walked away. But then like 10 seconds later I do the same thing again to make it seem like she has deja vu, so she'd think that like, whoa, there's some weird time shenanigans going on. Really, she probably was just like, can this little white boy sit the fuck down? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're weird. So yeah, I think that was my 2016. I mean, not the Tales from the Borderlands thing, but the vampire thing and the Back to the Future thing. I just also remembered Goosebumps. Y'all remember that book series Goosebumps? I think I got hyper fixated with that as well in primary, and that was another thing where like I truly thought that Slappy, that dummy Slappy was like out there to fucking get us, bro. Oh my god, I remember me and these boys in 2016. We used to do like the Bloody Mary challenge, and do y'all know about like that baby blue blue baby shit? Like when you look in the mirror and you go baby blue blue baby, and you say it 13 times, and then like the 13th time you're supposed to like go to the toilet, pretend to chuck the baby down and flush it, or the mom's gonna come and haunt you. Yeah, we used to do that shit in the bathrooms at like lunchtime. And I remember, oh my god, y'all, I remember to this day, one of the days that I did it, now I'm gonna sound fucking crazy. I know I am, but I need to say this. One of the days I did that shit, I got home and I was sitting in my room playing on my fucking PS Vita, and I kid you not, and I like, truly, I'm telling the truth here, believe me or don't believe me, I don't give a fuck, but it happened. My window in my bedroom was open, and I kid you not, I heard a baby giggling. I'm telling you, I heard a baby giggling. Now, realistically, okay, maybe it was just like a neighbor, but I swear it sounded like it was right outside my fucking window, and I remember vividly, like I remember it happening vividly. I was sitting on my desk, which I literally still have to this day. I was sitting on my desk over there, at my old house though, and yeah, I always think about that day, man. I'm like, what was that? Now, was that truly the spirit of Baby Blue Blue Baby? Um, is Baby Blue real? Yes, Baby Blue is a real. Oh, not the color. Horror. Baby Blue isn't inherently real horror, but it refers to a scary TikTok ritual. This ain't TikTok, where no, we're losing the ancient text. That was not TikTok. A medical. Wait. Baby Blue isn't inherently real horror, but it refers to a scary TikTok ritual, the blue baby ritual, a medical condition, blue baby syndrome, causing blue skin due to lack of oxygen, and sometimes a 2023 horror film. The TikTok ritual involves flushing an. I don't know about saying it's a TikTok ritual and it's not, but whatever. The ritual involves flushing an imaginary baby down the toilet for ghostly encounters, while the medical condition is a serious condition, not a horror story, though its name sounds eerie. This is a creepy internet trend where users perform a game in the bathroom, flashing away a ghostly baby, potentially summoning spirits or feeling a heavy, growing presence. Okay, well, is it real? Okay, creepy pasta. Okay, wait, what am I doing? How did we get here? Anyways, let me read this. Please don't attempt this. I'm warning you. However cool you think you are, however lame you think these things are, do not play this game. You might be asking yourself, why right about now? Well, here's what happened when I decided that it would be a good idea to try something so stupid. Okay, I don't know if this is real or not, if this story is real, but whatever. Let's read it. I was at a party 2 weeks ago with a few friends, and after it had all died down when it got late and there was nothing to do, someone asked if we could do the Bloody Mary ritual in the bathroom. Well, my best friend decided to pipe up and say that the Bloody Mary game was overdone and we should do something different like Blue Baby. Of course, very few of us actually knew what Blue Baby was, so she had to explain it. Apparently, it was a horror game based off some pretty sick story. In the legend, a woman murdered her newborn, blue-eyed baby because she was having some whacked-out visions. She took the baby into the bathroom and shattered the mirror, scratching out his eyes with a shard of glass. After she had done this, she took the screaming child and flushed him down the toilet, causing him to drown and die inside the cold pipes. She later killed herself. What the fuck? Of course, being teenagers with nothing better to do, we all thought it was a great idea to play this game. Someone suggested a round of Inky Binky Bonky. Yeah, we still do that. To decide what poor sap would actually have to try it. Well, that person was me. I was resentful of letting them shove me in the bathroom to do this, but I don't have a lot of fears, so I didn't care much and decided to show them off. So I lit a candle and began. I turned on the shower to fog up the mirror while my friends taunted me, trying to scare me and saying things like, "You're gonna die, bitch," or "Don't worry, just remember to flush the baby down the toilet and you won't last a minute with the lights off." When the mirror was fogged up, I wrote Blue Baby, Baby Blue on the mirror and told everyone to shut up so I could turn the lights off. In the dimness and silence of the bathroom, with only my friends snickering to comfort thoughts of being alone, I was beginning to shake. After a moment, I held out my arms as if cradling a baby so that I could do this right. I was about to walk out when nothing happened, but I felt a pressure in my arms as if someone gently laid a baby in them. I gasped and held my breath, trying to bring myself back to reality as everyone outside the bathroom was silent, trying to acknowledge what was going on. Then the real horror started. The weight in my arms was beginning to increase as the infant started to scratch at my arms and face. I remembered not to drop it unless I wanted the mother to come out, but it was too late. I dropped the baby. I was hyperventilating as I started to cry, and so did I. I tried to open the door, screaming for help, but it wouldn't budge as my friends tried desperately from the other side to get me out and release me from the nightmare. They kept calling at me and yelling that this wasn't funny and to unlock the door. I screamed at them. "The baby is still clawing at me, and it's crying. It's getting louder. Get the fuck out." They told me to stop messing with them because they didn't hear anything. Then I let out a shriek as the mother of the infant started to approach me and climb through the mirror. Okay, this is a bunch of bullshit. I thought this was gonna be like a story where it's like, me and my friends did the baby blue baby challenge, and then I went home and heard a baby giggling, and for the rest of my life I was haunted until one day I turned 30 years old. I entered my bathroom, and then there was a blue baby standing in the sink, and it tried to kill me. I didn't even. Should we keep reading? We'll keep reading just for the laugh, just for the gag. I almost shook bricks as she stepped out in front of me. She looked down at her screaming child, then back up at me. She let out a scream. "Give me back my baby!" Her eyes were as blue as the sky, but full of I don't know why I did that accent. But full of an insanity and rage that is horrifying and beyond any description. She turned around and shattered the mirror, almost causing my source of light to go out. My friends heard the shattering of glass as I screamed over. Okay, I don't give a fuck anymore. Actually, I just realized I don't care. But anyways, yeah, I remember back then, me and my friends always used to do that during lunchtime and morning tea, and I just had that memory in my mind. So that was great. Whether or not I'm haunted by a blue baby, tune into the next episode to find out, y'all. Um, anyways, wait, back to that whole the whole shenanigans of me having hyperfixations and it like seeping into the real world for me. I also remembered this was earlier, maybe 2015 or 2014. I'm gonna say 2015. I had a kind of hyperfixation with mermaids, as a gay little boy probably would. Um, and oh my god, there's a show. I don't know which one had this theme song, but there was this mermaid show that used to come on after school, and I'd watch it. It was either H2O. I think it was H2O, because there's H2O, and there's also Mako mermaids. I think there's one called Aquamarine, right? I don't know. I didn't even want to. It's bringing back memories. It's bringing back memories that I don't want to be. Ah! Anyways, I had this hyperfixation where, similar to the Dracula thing or the vampire thing, I told people that I was a mermaid. And if they wanted to become a mermaid, all they had to do was, I found this like zipper on the floor, like a broken zipper from a jacket, and I told people they just need to hold onto the zipper while I look into their eyes and sing the theme song to this fucking song, and I did that. Oh my god. Yeah, I remember doing it to this one boy specifically. Oh my god, and like I was like, next time you touch water, you're gonna be a merman. They should have taken me away. Like, they should have called someone to take me away. Because why was I walking around my school with a fucking zipper telling people I'm a mermaid, and if you want to become one, all you need to do is hold this and let me sing into your gaze. Let me look into your gaze while I sing. And I do that. I'm gonna like I would I would make them hold this up, and I'd go, in this world we're all alone. I'm in my island home. Make it right. We find our way through this mystery. I just wanna be in. I can't remember the lyrics, but yeah, bro, it was bad. It was bad. But hey. Whether or not bitches believed me, unfortunately, I mean, we were in primary, we're all fucking gullible. But I think some people were like, no, there was no way they did. They were honestly, a lot of those bitches probably thought it was the game. Like, they were probably like, oh yes, we're playing mermaids, or we're playing Robot Man in this brain, or we're playing vampires. But for me, it was real. For me, it's real. The voices for me, it's real. You don't hear the voice. No, it's not a game. It's my life. Yes, it's my life. My granddad is Count Dracula, and he's gonna be very mad with you if you don't believe me. You see the gray clouds in the sky. That's him. Yes, that's him. That's him. I have a robot man in my brain, and he talks to me. He talks to me. Yes. Now, is that an autism trait? Wait. Honestly, I would be the least surprised person on earth if I ever went to go get diagnosed for autism and I came back and and they were like, yeah, you do have it. I'd just be like, well shit. Well damn. Like, tell me something I don't fucking know. Okay, the sky's blue. I drink water to survive. Like, damn, bro. Anyways, hyperfixations. Hyperfixations bleeding into reality. Oh, it's an ADHD thing. Ooh, okay, Reddit. So we are on Reddit r/ADHD. Okay, let's read this. No one talks about how horrible hyperfixating is. I'm currently very hyperfixated on Stardew Valley, and it's completely consumed my life to the point where being off the game feels unbearable. No one talks about how hyperfixations are often forms of escapism, and it's so fucking frustrating because I don't know how to cope with hyperfixating on media and then feeling like shit after. I'm not referring to this sub when I say this. I'm mostly referring to when there are outside discussions of hyperfixating at my school and in other places online and such. Reality is unbearable. I don't know how to take care of myself when I thought I was doing better. I'm frustrated. Okay, I want to know why it happens though. Or if anyone has had any, like, situations like me. One of the things I remember saying to a therapist once was how everyone talks about ADHD being a weakness in impulse control, but half the time I feel like my distractions were compulsions instead. That I wanted to do something else, work on homework instead of goofing off, play an actual engaging game instead of bullshit on my phone. But my brain won't let me stop. No, I want like there's nothing here that says like I was hyperfixated on blah 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 and I used to act as if it was real. Um but it does seem to be PTSD. Oh no, that's hypervigilance, okay. Hyperfixation, wait, okay. How do I even say this? Hyperfixations um uh, I want to know. Yeah, hyperfixation in autism. Here we are. Intense consuming interests that provide deep focus, knowledge, and comfort, but can also disrupt daily life by making it hard to shift attention, leading to neglecting responsibilities, social issues, or emotional distress when interrupted. See, I didn't think it was this bad. Like, I just acted it out as if it was a real thing. Acting out hyperfixations involves an intense, all consuming focus on a specific subject, hobby, or activity, often driven by a need for stimulation or to escape stress. Commonly associated with ADHD, autism, or anxiety, things that I think I all have. These fixations can last for hours, days, or even months, frequently leading to the neglect of daily responsibilities, self care, or relationships. See, that's the thing though. Like, I wasn't consuming my life. I think it was just at school, bro. Like, I'd come to school and act like this shit was happening, but I'd go home and act fine. Like, act like everything was normal. Or I just, like, role play it in my head. Oh, wait, maybe. um, anyways. Okay, well, moving on from 2016. Let's do some housekeeping. Um, let's do some housekeeping, y'all. I mentioned that I finished Borderlands. I finished Borderlands 4. It was very fun. Not very much to say on that extent, but the story was alright. You know, the gameplay was like the gunplay was really fun, but the story, I don't think anything will ever beat Borderlands 2's story. But it was definitely fun. I wish the villain had a more prominent role, like instead of just like coming in every now and then and being like, "You will never stop me." Like, I feel like I wish we got to see. No, I feel like I wish we got to see more of the villain in the story. Um, his lackeys, like his generals or whatnot, like the other bosses you had to kill before going to him, I feel like had more depth than he did. Um, but yeah. Anyways, I finished reading Wuthering Heights as well. I can't remember when I finished it, but I had so much fun reading that. It's such a good book. Let me say, Nelly was a nosy little pot star, and I fucking love her. I love her for it. I don't care. Nelly was a nosy little tuber. Um, that whole book, like, it just felt like a gossip session. Like every time I read that book, I felt like I was sitting down with my bestie Nellie, and she was gonna spill the tea at what happened at Wuthering Heights. It was so fun. And yeah, she was nosy. Like the way she'd always like follow and be creeping around the corner. Like whenever Kathy would go upstairs to there's this one scene. I mean, there's one part in the book where like Kathy sneaks upstairs to go talk to Heathcliff when they're like, or Catherine, not Kathy, because Kathy's like the daughter, even though they have the same name, but whatever. When Catherine was allowed to talk to Heathcliff and vice versa, but Catherine sneaked upstairs and like Nellie obviously like creeped up behind him. Like she knew she knew, you know, she was being nosy, and she was also a pot stirrer, bro. She would stir that pot when Catherine was saying all of that stuff about Heathcliff to like why she couldn't love Heathcliff. She knew Heathcliff was by the window listening to everything, and she didn't decide to stop Catherine. She let him talk. She let her talk. Catherine was attention seeking though. Like, damn, like that girl couldn't choose who to love. And I mean, she definitely loved Heathcliff, but I think it was just a matter of like classism and racism probably as well. You know, Heathcliff is a dark skinned person, and everyone else was like, you know, white. So I do feel like one of the reasons why Catherine didn't end up with Heathcliff, even though it was obvious that they loved one another, not only because they were both fucking horrible and psycho, but I think it was also like a kind of the racism and classism that was ingrained into her because of the time. The book set in like it's the 1700s, right? Because the book begins in 1801, but a lot of it is like a recount of what happened prior to 1801. So it would have been like the very late 1700s, which makes sense to why Catherine got married. No, Kathy. To why Kathy got married to two of her cousins. Yeah. But yeah, Catherine was attention seeking, bro. Holy shit. And then Heathcliff was just like the ultimate hater. Like he never let his hating, he never let that die. He hated to the day that he died. But anyways, the movie comes out pretty soon, like 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks, 4 weeks in a month. It would be a month. Yeah, it comes out Valentine's Day, right? I'm very interested to see what direction that movie takes, because from what I've seen, I mean, they're advertising the movie as, you know, one of the greatest love stories of all time. Babes, it is not a love story. It's far from it. It is far from a love story. I know it's an adaptation. An adaptation, like, you know, I feel like it's good for an adaptation to be a breath of fresh air and to be complete and to be something new. I feel like it'd be a bit boring if it was like the exact same thing. But like turning Wuthering Heights into a love story, to me, it's just kind of like it takes away from the other elements to that story that are more important, you know? Like the cycle of abuse, classism, racism, stuff like that. Um, you know, the only thing with love in that book is, I think, is it shows how obsessive someone can get when they love someone. Anyways, I'm also now reading The Hunger Games, which I've watched all the movies, but I really want to read all the Hunger Game books before the new Hunger Game movie comes out in November. So I'm on the first one. I'm really like halfway through it, and I'm loving it so far. Even though I know what happens in the movie, reading it is just as much fun as watching it. I think, honestly, not to sound like performative, but I think reading the book is a little bit more fun than watching the movie. But I am gonna watch the movie after I read the book. And I'm probably gonna buy the second book afterwards. Yeah, that is a big goal for me this year, is to like get more back into reading. So I plan on reading all the Hunger Game books. I want to get back on my Greek mythology shit. So I have a bunch of books that I plan to read. Like the Song of Achilles, Circe, Clytemnestra, something like that. And then I want to read the Iliad and the Odyssey, and I hope that I can read the Odyssey before the Christopher Nolan movie, The Odyssey, comes out. Also, want to read Dune. I want to read Dune before Dune Part 3 comes out in December. I also want to reread Crimson Moth, which is this witch book. That's some things I want to get back into this year. Is my witchy stuff, Greek mythology, and maybe some feudal Japan stuff. Those are both things that very much interest me, and I want to get back into it and actually like dive into it and learn about it and consume media surrounding it. So like with feudal Japan, I want to see if there's any books that are based in that time period, as well as I have a show that I've been wanting to watch called Shogun. And then I want to get Ghost of Yotai, because I've played Ghost of Tsushima, and that's the thing that kind of kicked off this like interest in feudal Japan, as well as watching Blue Eye Samurai, which is Blue Eye Samurai season 2 coming out this year? It is, right? Was it 20? Oh, please not be 2027. Blue Eye Samurai season 2. Oh, it's not coming out this year. It's not coming out this year. No, you're fucking lying. Blue Eye Samurai season 2 just got a disappointing update from Netflix. You're having a laugh. Mizu appears to be making a comeback in 2026. Anyways, yeah, I played Ghost of Tsushima and then watched Blue Eye Samurai, and that kind of kicked off like a interest in feudal Japan, but I never like dived into it. But I want to do that this year, so I want to get Ghost of Yotai and play that, and then watch that show and maybe read some books, do some history research. I also want to get into my Greek mythology, as I said, and then my witchy stuff. And I think the witchy stuff, because I've always been obsessed with witches, and that's another thing that I wanted to dive into, is like the history of like the Salem witch trials and stuff like that. I think that'd be really fun to do. So yeah, that is on the docket for me this year. So as going back, I want to reread Crimson Moth. And then read the second book in that series, which is called Rebel Flame. Is it called Rebel Flame? Rebel Flame book. No, it's not. What's it called? Wait. Crimson Moth Book 2. The Rebel Witch. Okay, it's called Rebel Witch. Right? Yeah, Crimson Moth is book 1, and then Crimson Witch is book 2. Or Crimson Moth. I'm so confused. What's the name? Oh, it's called... Okay, the book series is called Rebel Witch. No, it's not. I'm confused. Actually, I'm confused, and I want to read the second book. In that duo of books. But I want to reread the first book again. I read it last year. That was T. Anyways, I mentioned before that I've been getting into Slater. I loved her new single Dance. It's so good. I'm ready for that album. And in terms of music, I've also listened to Locket by Madison Beer, which is such a good album. Oh, she's crazy for that album. She's crazy for that. Some of my favorite songs from that album is Locket Theme, Angel Wings, For the Night, Bad Enough, You're Still Everything, and Complexity. For the Night is such a... Ooh, I love a good sexy guitar. There's some guitar in that song. It's a very sexy kind of song. It's really good. You're Still Everything. Yeah, okay, maybe I got a little emotional listening to that. And what? You're still everything. Wait, what's the lyrics? How are you nothing to me? No. How am I nothing to you when you're still everything to me? I get that. It sucks. It fucking sucks when you love someone, but you're nothing to them, and they can never see you the same way. And that goes to Complexity. They could never see you the same way and love you the same way. But how can you expect them to love you that way when they can't even love themselves? And I've talked about that evil fucking Filipino before on this podcast. I've talked about him. And yeah, I listened to the songs and I'm like, yes. How could I ever expect him to love me when he doesn't even love himself? Yes. Because that man was so, like, internally homophobic. Because, I mean, he was, like, how are you going to tell me you don't like gay people when you have a boy in your bed? Babes, the enemy's closer than you think, and all you have to do is look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Me and him, we watched Emergency Intercom together, and he literally got annoyed at Drew. Why do you think that is? Because he's homophobic. And when I'm pretty sure he literally said like, yeah, like I'm a little bit homophobic. I literally looked at him and I was like, right. Hey, what did we do 10 seconds ago? Hey, so okay, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not even gonna say that. Hey, who asked to make out 10 seconds ago? Right. But anyways, that album is really good. I really loved it. Vocally, I feel like she really showed her range. I mean, she's always been such a good vocalist, but I think this album, like, especially in Bad Enough, the vocals in that song were just fucking great. And yeah, I think with that, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching and giving a shit if y'all did. And that's all I got. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!